and welcome to the Not So Traveling Introvert. Today, something that came up that I want to talk about is to-do lists or to-do lists apps. More to the point, we all have this running list of things that we need to do in our lives. Some of it may be work-related, some of it might be personal, some of it might be family-related, but in general, I don't know anyone who doesn't have a running list of tasks and or things to do, places to be, stuff to do, things to remember. And what helps us not keep it all in our heads is to get it down somewhere. Some people have a journal, a book, a calendar. Some people have lists. They have project management tools. They have all sorts of different ways to remember all the little things that they need to do. And a lot of the times, we get told that we should really dump everything in one place. So have that one tool to rule them all. For example, like ClickUp, they want to be everything to everybody. And ClickUp is a great tool, but sometimes your mind doesn't work that way because there's a difference between being reminded to take out the trash, for example, to be reminded that you have to record a podcast. They are two very different things. And being reminded to take out the trash, you can probably be reminded about that a couple times on the same day or over a 3-day period, and that is fine. But record your podcast, you probably have to do on a certain day just to make sure your editor can get stuff in and everything works out in a certain way. But having those two reminders in the same app or doing the same thing at the same time might not be best for you and your brain. So I know a lot of people will use a project management tool for managing bigger projects, so to speak, bigger things that they need to do, and then have a to-do list type app where they can put in their personal to-do lists. And I know that Todoist, for example, has multiple apps, you can have personal and business and color coded and different labels and all of that, but sometimes your brain just doesn't work that way. So one way that can help you separate these two things is using one app, I don't know, like Tick or what have you, and Remember the Milk or whatever's useful these days for business stuff, and another app like To Do or whatever it might be for personal stuff. And that way you can separate these two things in your mind. And not only that, you can set up alerts differently. So if you want alerts for your personal stuff to keep bugging you until you do it, you can have that set up in one app. And if you want business stuff just to let you know what your overall day is supposed to look like, you can have that in a different app. Separating these things and making them different colors and having different icons and maybe having them in different places on your phone. Or maybe your personal reminder thing is only on your watch or your phone, but it's not on your desktop. Those little differences are a key reason why you should have two different to-do list type apps for the kind of works that you do and personal stuff. Because you can just tweak things, notifications, and how you input information in a fairly specific way by having these two separate things. And yes, it means you're downloading another app, and yes, it's another thing to remember, but at the same time, the benefits can be huge. And also, think about when you're thinking about these kind of apps, how do you like to input information? Are you the type of person that likes to leave voice notes, or are you the kind of person that needs to write out a detailed plan? To-do lists and these kind of apps are very, very personal, and you need to figure out what works for you. You might need to try a couple to find ones that work for what you need, the type of reminders you need. Do you need things to run concurrently, parallel? Do you need to have it so if this thing happens, this next thing happens? Does it need to run timers? All of these things. Think about what you would love in an ideal application and then see if you can find it. So I would love you, dear listeners, to let me know the types of to-do list apps that you use, because there are so many and there are new ones coming out all the time and some are also being defunct. So let me know. Email me at janice@thecareerintrovert.com, helping you build your brand and get hired and also be a little bit more productive. Thank you for listening. I look forward to hearing from you and have a great rest of your week.